Hello everyone, my name is Gabriel Parks. I am a senior at UNCG majoring in communication studies. In this presentation, I'm going to be sharing some highlights from research that I've been working on for the past 2 years on a group called the Intellectual Dark Web. I presented this research last fall at the Carolinas Communication Association conference in Hilton Head, South Carolina, and I'm excited to be able to share an updated version of it with you all today. The background of this research is the growing political polarization in our country and shifts in consumer attitudes and behavior away from traditional media and towards new media. These shifts reflect a broader attitude change in our society. People generally trust institutions like higher education and journalism less than they used to. Based on those shifts and our hostile political climate, it's not surprising that there's a big cultural focus on the idea of civility and creating more productive dialogue. The Intellectual Dark Web, or IDW, represents a politically diverse group of public intellectuals and commentators who make podcasts and videos together where they discuss issues like free speech and especially civility. Some famous members are podcaster Joe Rogan, psychologist and author Jordan Peterson, and conservative commentator Ben Shapiro. This chart on the top right shows their enormous reach in terms of millions of subscribers and billions of collective views. The main shtick of this group is that despite their different views and backgrounds, they are able to discuss things in a civil manner. I framed my analysis with theories from Italian philosopher Antonio Gramsci and rhetorical critic Kenneth Burke. In a nutshell, cultural hegemony means the battle of ideas in society, the ways that people from different backgrounds and beliefs fight for power and dominance. And where there exist traditional intellectuals, people like professors, journalists, or philosophers, Gramsci says that there are also people from non-academic backgrounds, but who are able to emerge more organically in order to speak on behalf of some fundamental group in society. Burke's dramatism is a theory that views communication through the terms of drama. The theory provides a heuristic, or set of shortcuts for critics to analyze patterns in communication in order to discover underlying motivations or worldviews that might be expressed. Finally, identification is a theory about how persuasion works through different substances or essences that become part of who people are, becomes part of their identities, bonding them to some ideas and separating them from others. And what I actually examined and applied these theories to were IDW videos and podcasts. So as I watched IDW videos and analyzed conversation transcripts, I noticed how members would refer to themselves as the reasonable thinkers. I interpreted this reasonable thinking as an essence which binds the group together. A factor that supports this is underdog framing. This is a typical strategy of online influencers to build their brand by making their audiences believe that they have to fight to get their voices heard, or that they're outsiders to some system. Building on that, I noticed another pattern, an agent-agency ratio in terms of dramatistic theory, which simply means a tendency in communication for some agent to be cast as the possessor or determiner of some agency. In this case, what I mean is the agents are the members of the intellectual dark web framing themselves as an alternative sense-making network. I then used another dramatistic ratio to demonstrate how the IDW framed the origin of their group as a formation of circumstance, and how this allows them to avoid committing to specific purposes or defining their beliefs. The group's relative political diversity allows them to often suggest that they have no collective ideology, which of course strengthens the message that they are uniquely objective or neutral. By reinforcing narratives of institutional failure and the death of journalism, the IDW present themselves as the new authorities, the new gatekeepers to their audiences. But since there are different and competing accounts of the group, I claim the potential they have to change polarization narratives is not happening. Instead, what they symbolize as a collective reinforces mainstream narratives and does not provide the rigorous curation of news that they promise. Even more importantly, the IDW does not provide any sort of plan or strategy to empower their audiences. While the group holds value as a civil space for public figures to express interesting ideas and opinions, the narrative fragmentation of its purpose currently fails to deliver what its prized members promise. So thank you for watching my presentation. To my fellow graduates, congratulations. And to all of you, best of luck with the rest of the semester.